Welcome back, entrepreneurs, wealth builders. Michael Rosmer here with Richucation. We're talking just briefly about the subject of, because we're talking about productivity here, what is productivity? Okay? Now, the thing that I want to contrast for you is two terms, productivity versus activity. Okay? Very, very important distinction. Because a lot of people put in activity, but they don't have productivity. Okay? So you hear people talk about, I'm really busy. Oh, it's like, I don't give a shit if you're busy. What I care about is you're getting a lot done. You're getting a lot accomplished. Okay? And so the difference, activity is about measuring input. Productivity is a measuring output. And in particular, output relative to activity. Okay? So when we're studying productivity here, we're specifically looking at inputs relative to outputs. Okay? Technically, you could say productivity could be a measure of the output and activity could be a measure of the input. For us, we're combining them. Okay? We're saying, all right, how much do I put in to get out this amount? That's really the primary definition of productivity, right? So how much can each person produce per hour of input, per dollar of input, etc. And this is super, super, super important. When you are looking to invest in a company, when you're looking at being somebody worth investing in, etc., how much you can do with how little should be one of the primary drivers, if not the primary driver, right? Very, very big deal. I had a company come to me recently. They were raising some money and they wanted $500,000. And they were asking me about it. And I said, look, because one of the things they were saying was they said, well, do you think we should try and bootstrap it? Do you think we should raise a bunch of money to try and go fast? Or we should grow to a certain point and then raise a bunch of money? And I said, well, look, growing fast is not a function solely, for sure, and even arguably primarily of money. Okay? So they had looked at some story where some billionaire had gone and bought or invested in a company and grew it really fast. They're like, oh, he dumped in a bunch of money. It's like, he might have done that. He probably did. But he did not grow really fast purely because he put a lot of money in. This is a fallacy we see in government. Government will spend a ton of money on something. That's their solution to a problem, right? They're like, oh, well, we need more of this, so let's give more money to it. As opposed to, let's use our money better. Okay, that's the key of productivity. So, this company, I looked at it and I said, look, from what I can tell, you spent $500,000 to get a $50,000 result. If I'm going to give you money, I want to see that you're going to use my money well. Prove that to me, and then I will invest, assuming the valuation is good and a bunch of other things are true. Okay? So, this is what we're talking about with our keys to productivity. Ultimate keys to productivity process here we're going to be talking about, and it is all about how do we increase the output per the input. It is the thing that so many people in society miss. All right? It's something I see messed up all the time in government. Political conversations drive me nuts because they talk a lot about what they're putting in, but not what they're getting out for what they're putting in. Okay? And it's a growing problem in the world, like in the US and Europe, etc., with respect to government budgets. All right? Huge, 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 huge problem. Businesses that do well are highly productive. Period. You can measure that as an example with profit per employee and things like this, but pay attention all the time to that metric. Pay attention to it personally. The people who are the biggest achievers in life, it's requirement. You just think about this logically. All of us have approximately the same amount of time. We've got the same 24 hours in a day. We've got the same 168 hours in a week. We've got the same, however many hours it is in a month. We've got approximately the same number of years, right? People live 50, 60, 80, whatever years. The difference is what it is that we're able, people talk about what you do with that time, but it's actually what you get out of that time. That is the difference between people. And of course, what you do affects what you get out, right? So how do you modify? Here, put in a small input in order to get out a big output. It's the same thing in investing. So I hope that helps. Hope it gets you centered on what's really, really, really important here. And it's going to kind of lay the groundwork for all of our conversations around productivity. So with that in mind, guys, if you haven't already signed up, join the action classes. We talk about, we'll work with you on whatever it is, the issue that you're dealing with, as well as provide you with the connections that you need to get there. Join the action classes. I'll see you guys on the next video.